Room.
We start this evening with the news at 10 here with that breaking news. Right now, IMPD is responding to a person shot near an East Side high school. It is an active scene right now outside of Howe High School with a large police presence. Officers confirm there was a basketball game going on inside the gym at the time of this shooting. Thanks for joining us. I'm Beershell.
And I'm Nick McGill. Fox 59's Eric Graves is live at the scene near Washington and Emerson with the breaking details.
Nick Beershell, we are expecting to get more details from IMPD, an interview here in just moments. So I might step out of the camera to give you that, but here's what's going on here. Howe High School right here behind me. This is an IPS-owned building, but as of right now, IPS is not using it. We're told that it can be used for different school systems. Tonight, it was a basketball game. I talked to one witness here on scene who told me this was two charter schools playing a basketball game, and then a shooting took place outside after that game happened. Obviously, as you can see, I'll step out of the camera here and we can kind of zoom in a little bit. A very active police scene. There were teenagers inside. We saw teenagers just a few minutes ago come out of this gym. IMPD tells us they are speaking to a person of interest right now. So they do have that person of interest they're talking to in this investigation. And we have seen people coming out of this gym. Unclear right now if there are still people in the gym, but we are expecting to hear from IMPD to clear up a few more of those details and give us exactly what happened here and what they believe happened here. But I believe IMPD is coming up now, so we should find out just here in a moment more on this happening here at Howe High School just off Washington and Emerson. But for right now, Beershell and Nick, we are just waiting a few more moments here to see when IMPD is going to be ready.
All right, Eric, thank you. Of course, they're still waiting for that press conference for any parents or family members who had children or others who were at that game. We want to let you know, again, IMPD asking that parents should be picking up these children or any other family members from Bancroft and Howell Drive. So again, if you know anyone that was at that game, there's a designated area for you to pick up these children. What you heard Eric mention earlier is that this is a designated spot, though. Wow. There's not active school classes there all the time. It is still used for different games and activities. Right now, it looks like our administrator from IMPD is speaking. We'd like to toss it to them.
100 block of Julian Avenue, which is the Thomas Howe, what used to be a middle school and or high school, advising that someone had been shot. Those officers arrived within minutes and discovered a male outside who sustained injuries consistent with a gunshot wound. That male was transported by IEMS to an area hospital, and shortly thereafter arrival, that individual unfortunately was pronounced deceased. Our officers quickly secured the area as well as the facilities behind me, making sure that no one else was hurt. I can tell you that there is a person of interest that we are speaking with in regards to this particular case. Yeah, I got it. Our victims assistance unit has arrived, as well as the chaplain's office. They will be arriving shortly, and we are treating this as somewhat of a complex investigation. And so we'll be out here for some time trying to piece together exactly what occurred, but I can tell you that we do not believe that there's an active threat to this area, and that we are speaking of a person in regards to this particular case. There were students inside or juveniles inside while apparently there was some sort of basketball game going on. And we want to get out to the parents that are arriving here in this particular area that you're able to pick up your teenager or student on the south side of the school in the parking lot, which is there at South Bancroft and South Howe Drive. There are officers staged back at that particular parking lot so that those students are able to get with the proper parents. And so again, we'll be out here for some time. Our Southeast District officers and East District officers are canvassing this area, hoping to speak with witnesses. Anyone with information in regards to this case is encouraged to come forth with any information that you do have. And you can do that by dialing 317-327-3475, or you can always remain anonymous by dialing 317-262-TIPS. I can tell you that there were several witnesses that stayed on scene, and I applaud those witnesses who were able to do so. To my knowledge, no other persons or students or juveniles, for that matter, teenagers, employees or faculty were, no other persons were injured. Our officers did a very good job of making sure that the building was swept, the building was secure, and we are still inside the building making sure that all of those teenagers and students get home to their parents. I'll entertain questions, however, it's very early on in this investigation. Any information that I do not have, hopefully we'll be able to update you as the night continues.
Any age you can give us on the person killed?
Now, we do not have an age of the victim, nor do we have an age of the suspect. However, I can tell you that we are speaking with the person of interest in regards to this particular case.
Any idea how many people inside the gym?
There were multiple people inside of the gym at the time that this occurred. Again, this occurred actually outside. It did not, I want to be very clear that this did not occur inside of the facility, that this did occur outside of the facility.
Is there any indication that maybe the people inside the gym were ever in any kind of danger?
That has yet to come out. That will come out as the investigation continues. As you can imagine, this was we had a very huge police presence, and we still do in this particular neighborhood. And so anytime we have a situation of sort, this, you can imagine. So we will be here again for some time trying to piece together exactly what occurred, but we do not believe that there's an immediate threat to this particular area. There are multiple detectives on scene speaking with witnesses and so forth.
How many times was this person shot?
That will come out as the investigation continues. As you saw a few moments behind me, the Marion County Crime Lab, they've arrived. And of course, the Marion County Coroner's Office, they will be responding as well to assist with this investigation.
Our family, the victim on scene?
That is yet to be determined. As I stated before, our victims assistance units, they will be arriving. Again, it's a very complex scene, as you can imagine. I'm sure you heard the radio traffic that there were multiple people inside of the facility. And again, I want to make very clear that this did not happen inside of the facility. There was some mention that this is an IPS facility, but they do not at this time occupy it. So it's not an actual school, but it's rented out to different outside schools outside of IPS, and so they utilize this facility for games and other practices and so forth.
Do you know what was going? Was it like a basketball tournament involving some schools?
Preliminary information suggests that it was some sort of basketball game that was happening. Some sort of disturbance occurred, obviously outside, which unfortunately led to shots being fired. And then what ultimately led to the death of this individual.
Can you speak again just how crucial it was that people decided to stay on scene as witnesses, not just with this situation, but
that's a very good question. We can't do it alone. You've heard me say it multiple times. This just speaks to the community and when they help and they step up, it helps us solve these cases. Unfortunately, someone did lose their life, and it's certainly concerning for our community. Again, our agency will continue to stand with the community, and we hope that the community will continue to stand with us.
Do you have any indication that either the victim or the person of interest were going to the event that was inside? Or?
So again, you've been listening there to IMPD as they detail exactly what happened here at the East Side, stressing again that this high school building is no longer active. There isn't class that's held here, but it is utilized for different activities throughout the community. And sadly, one person shot and killed outside of that building as a tournament or some sort of game was going on inside.
Yeah, and we just heard Officer William Young say one of the good things that have come out of this is that witnesses did stay on scene there, which is helping them with their investigation, which he described as pretty complex at this moment. We're going to continue to follow this. I hope you bring updates. Again, police are also asking parents who have kids there to go pick them up, but to keep in mind that there is a large part of Julian Avenue that is closed right now due to police activity, so you'll have to find another route around.
Get to that south side of the building for the pickup.